So I was just thinking, how should I talk about the topic I want to talk about today? Because it's about trauma. And the complex thing about talking about trauma is that trauma is something that people perceive as something very complex. So complex, people don't even want to know about it. It's too much. The difficulty for me today is I feel like trauma is actually very simple because animals know exactly how to deal with trauma instinctively. And trauma is what is holding you back from your spiritual progress. We're not talking about non duality today because non duality is just the awareness that even trauma is part of everything. So non duality doesn't necessarily, sometimes it does, but the realization of non duality doesn't heal anything necessarily, but it's also part of spiritual path to heal your trauma, because that's what they call in spirituality, they call it blockages, emotional blockages in your chakras. And the thing is, a lot of people who are very stuck, they feel stuck. So what they do instinctively is they watch a lot of videos on YouTube. They listen to people who tell them what to do, how to think about things, what perspective is the best perspective. Me, for example, I like to listen to Alan Watts, just because I like the way he talks, the way he explains things, the way he's giving me a broader perspective on life. But listening to those thought experiments and concepts and perspectives, and it doesn't it doesn't bring you to the roots. And I just want to briefly explain to you how I managed to go to my roots. And I'm no different from you, because my center is at the same place where your center is. And it's simple. When we are moving in future or past, we are in thoughts, we are in the thought realm. It's a sign that we are traumatized, because if you are not feeling content and calm right here, right now, without thinking, it means you want to be somewhere else. So if you think, God, how long does it take for me to finally, finish my shadow work process? I want to be healed. So how long will it take? It's a sign that you don't want to be here and now, which is a sign that your shadow is still active. So being able to be right here and right now is a sign that you are healing, or you are healed. Me personally, I'm not a psychotherapist, but I know damn well how to heal myself. So I'm just sharing my personal knowledge, and it goes in the direction of somatic body healing, I think it's called. And you can do it right now. You don't have to go into a meditative position. You can be walking. Don't do it while you're driving, of course. But if you're walking and listening to me right now, just become aware of your body. Just become aware of some sensations that are going on in your body. And As soon as you're doing that, you're probably becoming aware of thoughts trying to distract you from your body, from your bodily sensations, because your body has been through a time in this life that felt like dangerous. It felt like danger. So your ego developed out of thin air, and it tried to protect you by not by solving the problem, but by distracting you from the problem. It took you to a realm that doesn't exist, called thought and imagination, and it's not here right now. And if you're on a spiritual healing path, you're probably at a place where you could feel safe because you are, but your body doesn't agree. So just bringing your awareness into your body right now, right here, right now, you can do it right now. And just become aware of what is happening. And if you're doing it while walking, while doing, it's a good practice of being mindful of the present moment. But even better, I would encourage you to do both things to make your whole life one meditation of being mindful of your body and only using thought for practical things. So I would encourage you to do both. So be aware during the day, and also here's the thing, meditating like that. Don't just strictly focus on the breath, hoping that the negative emotions will just fade away, hoping that the thoughts will finally just disappear. It's not focusing on the breath is not a weapon. It's a tool created by the ego, trying to get something. It's a tool created by the ego to encourage you to bypass the problem, because the ego is there to distract you from what is here right now. So what you're going to do is, instead of meditating and focusing on the breath or trying to let go of thoughts or whatever, you are becoming aware of your body, what is going on internally. And you can do it right now. And maybe you feel something in your solar plexus, in your belly. Maybe you feel like something is quenching, I think it's what it's called, in your throat. And there's an automatic reaction by the body as soon as you're becoming aware of that. There's an automatic reaction of that happens in the body, which can be healing, which is healing. So when I became aware that my throat felt like something, it felt tight. Normally my ego would take me to La La Land, so I wouldn't have to be aware of it, but I was sticking with it, that feeling, and there was a natural reaction in my body that it was like a deep breath, like, and then I felt lighter. And that's what happens when you are using your attention to be aware of your inner bodily sensations. And when you become aware of your bodily sensations and you're not letting yourself be distracted by thought, you're bringing yourself back to the root, which is in the body. Your trauma is not in thought, your trauma is in the body. And the thought emerges from the trauma which is stored in the body to distract yourself from the present moment. So if you become present and become aware of the inner bodily pain, the suffering, what your awareness is doing is it allows your body to have the right reaction to release it. And sometimes you can start to shake, even a little bit, shaking. I never had an extreme shaking experience, but a little bit, like in my legs, can happen. But it can feel like pain, but at the same time it definitely feels like you're doing exactly what you should do. feels right. It doesn't feel like you're suffering anymore. It feels like suffering is being released. And that's important because, number one, you start to enjoy life because you can stay present in your body. You don't have to go into La La Land. So if you're watching a beautiful, view, you see this sky, you can really just observe it and almost like becoming one with the sky, because there's no suffering left in the body that would distract you from the present moment. That's a really good reason to do it, and it's actually what you want, because it's part of the new earth you want to live in. You want everyone to be in a new earth where everyone is just, enjoying nature, essentially. It's not complicated. I think there was a second reason. The second reason is because you want to go deeper. You want to go deeper into your meditative state, and what is hindering you to accomplish that, to get to the state, to realizing that you are anatta, nothing. You are thin nothing. What is causing you to still believe that you are a person is that trauma. And if you release that, you're getting into a deeper state where you finally realize that it's easy to go deep into meditation. It's easy to release natural DMT in your brain. It gets easier and easier. And that's basically all I was trying to say. I hope you can take something from that video. And as I said, I'm not a psychotherapist. I know there are a lot of different terms and concepts, and there's a lot of different disorders, and I'm not an expert in this field. I just know that suffering causes disorderly behavior, and if you cut the root of suffering, there's no reason for a human being to behave in a destructive way. And I'm going to the direct root of it, because the Buddha was no psychotherapist either. He was just understanding suffering and how to eliminate suffering. And I think that's all I personally needed. And I hope this is exactly what you needed to hear, because you won't find solutions in YouTube video directly. It's what you do with it. It's your attention that goes into the sensation of suffering that will solve the problem. The YouTube video can only be a pointer to it. Do it. Be aware of your body. Be aware of your pain. And just wanted to say thank you for all the positive comments you have written in my previous videos. I'm really grateful. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great day. Like this video if it helped you, and see you next time.